What's good, YouTube? Menaofsteel here, and today's video we're doing something a little different. This video comes straight from a live stream where we ranked every single supporter in Pokemon Pocket live with chat. I wanted to bring that experience to the channel, so I hope y'all enjoy it. If you do enjoy this style of content and want to see more stream-based videos, let me know down below. And if there's anything else in Pokemon Pocket you'd like me to rank, whether it be items, Pokemon, the format as a whole, drop your ideas in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to be a part of the rankings or future videos in real time, tune into the streams as I stream Monday through Friday starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. And with that, let's get right into it. So Oak goes in its own tier. It's the one card that's everywhere. No matter what deck you're playing two Oaks. It's self-explanatory, right? Lily, any stage 2 deck. I'm trying to think what stage 2 deck doesn't play, and it's probably something that's like aggressive, and even then Hydreigon and Rampardos could be playing one copy. There's 2 Lilies. I don't know if the second Lilies is on the list. Oh, yeah, there is. Based on their arts, both Lilies are fire. Lusamine, if this was like in its prime, it'd be A tier for sure. I'm gonna put it B because it's still a good card. Anything that ramps is probably good. But let's be honest. Guzzlord, Buzzwole, nothing is seeing play right now. So it could even go lower, but in respect to what it used to be, we'll put it there. Same thing with, I guess there's 2 arts of it, right? Where'd it go? They go together. Erica. Erica is on par in terms of healing with Lily, but it's specific to grass, so I would put it down in B tier. Also, I guess I usually don't do like specific like high B or low B, but for this case, I'll swap them around based on like where in B and whether it's like high B, low B. So I think it's above Lusamine, but it's just under, because it's just as niche as Lusamine, but it's actually seeing play, I guess. Well, it's obviously less niche, but you know what I'm saying. Misty. I'm gonna go with C. I'm gonna go with C because my heart tells me it's sort of the same way that Lusamine stays above C because of what it used to be. Misty used to be up here, but it was ignorantly up here, right? 50% of the time it was here. I think the math is a little different. It's like 40-something% of the time it was up here, and then the other 60% is down here. So we'll leave it in the middle somewhere. F is gonna be so crowded. Alright, Blaine. Are we gonna respect Blaine for what it used to be? It has to be D tier. It used to be really good, and by really good I mean it was like the best budget deck that ever existed. But Blaine has not seen play since maybe Mythical Islands, and that's a stretch. It's really only used in Palkia and Gyarados decks. Yeah. And because I only hit Tails. Yeah. Koga. If I were voting bias, I would have it up here. But Koga, low-key, it's just as... I don't want to put it as low as Blaine, but it low-key is just as bad as Blaine. In terms of, like, it was really good at the beginning. It had very fun rogue decks, and then it fell off a cliff. Geo's tough. Geo's tough because a format ago, it's probably hovering in an A. This format, it's not as popular. So, like, if in this format, I'm kind of lowering... I'm going to put it in low A, but it could easily fall into B. High key is probably like the top of B right now. It's probably the least good or like the least used Giovanni's ever been since release. Yeah, just gotta bite the bullet and fill F. Oh geez, remember Rapidash Ninetales? That was the solo battle. Brock's another one. If it's not obvious from the background, I'm a huge Brock fan. But this is... You know, Mega Steelix is gonna put this all the way up in S tier, trust me, but for now... It's probably gonna end up in F, but you know, slightly biased. You know, we gotta be slightly biased. Is Mega Gyarados full art for Mars full art? You're getting the Mars? Do it right now. Don't even think about it. Carry on. Oof. Tier list and at the same time trade advice. What am I? Alright, Sabrina. You know what? This is tough. Overall, over time, I would put it S tier. I think it's at the top of A tier, and I have reasons. I could defend it. If it wasn't for item lock, if item lock didn't exist, Sabrina would still not see that much. Repel would still see more play than Sabrina. And I have like statistical information that I'm not going to bring out because it's not worth the time. Can there only be one S? No, that's what Oak is for. I think Sabrina's S tier, but just... I'll move it up if I feel like S tier is a little too vacant. But as of right now, I think it's... If stage 1 or basic Mega Grass type ever release, Well, there is a basic grass type. It's called Pinsir and it's hot garbage. But I see what you're saying. Alright, Lieutenant Surge. Is that funny enough? Lieutenant Surge. If we go back to D tier, is basically what's good in Genetic Apex. If I had to rename D tier, it would be was good a year ago, literally. Because there was a Raichu version of the Genetic Apex Pikachu that was not the best version, but it did win a tournament or two. But like low key, it is what it is. Blue F tier. That guy never saw play. It saw niche play in some strategies just to be cool. The same way you saw people throw in the Beast Wall in some decks so that they could survive the mirror match. That's as much as it got. Budding. Even when Mew was like really good budding, but the concept of budding is better than budding itself. Does that make sense? You think Copycat's an S tier contender? I believe so too. But it's at the bottom of the list, so we'll get there when we get there. Remember the Blue Tech and Darktina season? I do. Low key, like if Mew was better, this would be better. It's only as good as Leaf. Again, Leaf is another one that, because of the format that we're in, it's no longer S tier. It was S tier in high A, because it doesn't see the play it used to. Like none of the now the decks are so broken. Even the Mega Pokemon are like backing out in for just one energy. Bro, trying really hard not to put cards in F. Yeah. Cyrus S tier. Cyrus is the closest thing to O tier that we're gonna get. Like, I had a tournament where there was 20 decks, right? It was 10 people playing. It was a double deck format, so like I know it's a small sample size. 20 decks were being played. 17 of the 20 were playing 2 cards, and they were Cyrus and Mars. If that gives you a hint of what S tier is going to be filled with. Granted, this was pre B1, so carry on. Cynthia, if in solo battles it's like A tier. I'll put it in C. In C mainly because it's better than these. Togekiss, I feel like it's one of those strategies that's just short of like being relevant. Like, I feel like in non-EX tournaments, Togekiss could do something. Also, it's just my favorite like solo battle deck to use. But Mew EX and Live and Pocket are the same, except for the card draw when you have a small hand, which is what makes Mew EX playable, right? Volkner B tier. Low key, like definitely higher than Lusamine. Just do it to relevancy, right? Like you actually see Luxray being played, you don't see this being played. But it's the same concept, it's a ramp card. Dawn is one of those cards that if you ask me day one, and I do have a tier list of day one space time, I'll have it up here, somewhere up here. It did not feel like it did not make it, and then elemental switch or whatever the card's called came out. But I still think it's a good card. I just don't think it's A tier. There could be a format where it gets there, right? Mars S tier. As much as I hate like hand destruction, you think Volkner's only B could easily be C tier? That's fair. That's fair. But that goes for all these cards. Like Lusamine. The only reason I don't have Lusamine in C is because it was great, because it was so good. So like all of these are like they're in B, but they're just slightly better than the 2 that are in C right now. Yeah. So it's like. So basically, if you ask me last format, I would have had Lusamine A, Volkner C. But now, due to relevance, I put down Lusamine and I put up Volkner. That's basically where I'm at for now. Obviously, as we keep going. Irida, I want to put her in A tier, probably above Lily, just because of the fact that it heals the whole board. It could low-key make a case for S tier, but the fact that only one deck that uses it, like one real deck that uses it, is similar. It could be interchangeable almost, but the fact that it heals like the entire board is bonkers. I unfortunately can't really speak for these, bro. Like, Barry falls under the same category as Cynthia, which low-key, they're probably just high D. But the good thing about Barry, like Barry saw play like one tournament, it won a tournament, you know? That has to stand for something. Granted, I made a video the day after saying how that the victory was a fluke. But it did win one, right? And it's still a decent card. If Erica's B, maybe Irida should be there too. Nah. Erica picks one grass Pokemon, heals it for 50. Irida could heal up to 160. Like the ceiling on Irida is ridiculous. Adaman, I don't even remember how much he protects. It's probably up tier. Iono is one card that if Copycat didn't exist, it'd be like somewhere in B. And honestly, it's probably still somewhere in B. But the fact that Copycat exists is probably just like high C. It could easily be like low B. But not to fill the low B with cards, I'll put it in high C. It really sees zero play. And it's probably not fair. Like, it's probably better than that, but... PCL. Oof, that's a tough one. I guess we're not in Darktina format no more. In Darktina format, it'd probably be above Lily and Irida. Not Irida, but... I guess they would have been above Irida when Darktina first came out, but... Can we put it in the same world? Or are we high B? I gotta think about that one. Hold up, I gotta think about that one. We see a deck with PCL every season? For sure, for sure. The PCLs definitely sees play. I think it's... due to versatility, it has to be better than Lily. I just don't know if I could put it over Irida. Irida heals for 160. PCL still used in non-Dartina? You're not wrong. That's not... The status effects too, right? I just don't know if I could put it over 160. Red is better than Geo. Probably somewhere... Probably above Leaf. Red probably goes there. As to why, you gotta trust me, bro. Again, I'll adjust it later on if necessary. I hate Grunt, bro. Bro, Grunt. What to say about Grunt besides that every time they play it on me, I want to punch the sky. I want to punch the air. PCL is B+. Nah, it's better than Lily. If PCL is B+, then like, so like Lily goes down too. I think this is probably like low B. Like, it's better than Misty because of... It's more diverse. Like, any deck could play it, unlike Misty. But it's the same concept as Misty. So I'll put it in low B or it's just high C. It's somewhere in between both of those. I think Red fell off a bit. But so did Leaf, right? Like, Leaf isn't played as much anymore. But you still see him in decks if we're going to go by that mindset. Like, low-key, you could even put PCL over Irida because of being generic. Choose one of your Palosan and Mimikyus that has damage on it, move 40 of his net. Boy, if you don't get this out of my face. Also, F, I haven't been organizing. They're all unplayable. Leaf and Red I put below heals right now. Honestly, it feels like bad because they were great previous seasons. I think I'm like low-key taking consideration previous seasons. Alima... Bro, in the future, trust, this is gonna be like up here. Right now, it's at best C, probably. I don't know. Like, it's... The potential's there, obviously the play is not, right? He always in the same world as these guys. Like, yes, he ramps just like Volkner and Lusamine, but it ends your turn, and you... When's the last time you saw a Turtonator? Mega Kangaskhan's gonna bring it back. That's the idea, right? That's the hope. The last time I saw blue was because Fuecoco traded it to me, bro. Guzma, high B, could be higher. It, like, okay, depending on the format, this guy's like up here battling out with the generic cards. I think it's either low A or high B. I'm a big fan of Guzma. I just know a lot of lists aren't playing it right now. This card, if it read any other way, would be insane. Just because of the fact of what it does, I'm gonna put it in D. It's better than the rest of these useless ones, right? Sophocles. This one's kind of ignorant too. I've never felt more cold in my life. I'll put them slightly better than the crap counterparts here. Gladion is another... Gladion is probably in the same boat as Lusamine. Uh-oh. She was good in that one Serena Meow deck. Yeah, the only thing is that deck wasn't good. That's the only issue. Alright, bro. How hasn't seen play Hal's probably next to Cynthia. I know it's more relevant than Cynthia. And I saw some Decidueye decks play it. So would it be like high C maybe? There's no way it's like good though, right? I did think it would be better, but I don't know. Like you could make a case, like if it bothered you that much and you're like, oh, I wanted it B, I would give it to you. Like I wouldn't fight for it. Not better than Iono and Lima. But the reason I would put it better is because it's seen play in the past in the format. These other two haven't seen it, right? Like Cal actually sees play in the new Decidueye deck. It's obviously it's a tech choice. It's not consistent. But Penny, it could technically be an Oak. You know what, Penny? We're gonna count the trainers, and it's gonna be in the exact middle. We'll take a low ball Cyrus tonight only. Alright, so Penny has to be in the middle because half the time it's C tier and higher, and then the other half it's below, you know? Nah, we'll put it there. Whatever. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. Will's probably somewhere in B. Although this format is it hasn't seen any play, right? We'll put it alongside its friends here. Lyra's one that disappointed me, bro. I thought Lyra was gonna be the stones. It's probably because of Cyrus that Lyra isn't much better. There was one deck that used it, and it was Dragonite, and that deck's not existing right now. I'll put it here with trainers that could be good with the top here. I'll put it with technically neck and neck with Iono and Lima. Silver, bro. Oh, the Mighty have fallen. I'll randomly use Irida. Nah, I'll be honest. I hate Penny. I could put Penny. I would put Penny in F tier, but there's some decks that do use it, right? Or used to use it. Really, realistically, Penny does it throw wherever you want, and I'll be okay with it. As long as it's not higher than Steve. Silver's tough, bro. Silver, a format ago, pre-Absol, would probably be an A. I've seen Penny give people a Lima and bounce their only Pokemon. I've seen that. I put it here along, probably above Will, maybe even Gladion. I'll put it here with the decks, the Forgotten decks, the Forgotten trainers. Fisher. About that guy. We're Penny, Copycat, and Mars yourself to one. For real. Does Will work with Rocket Grunt? No. Fisher's good in Gyarados deck. Bro, the amount of times I had to reshoot my solo battle. This is a look behind the curtain, right? I had to replay that. The amount of times that the Fisher only had to hit one card, like one heads, for me to beat the freaking Jolteon, and I had to re-record the fight because Fisher went 0 for 3. Was more than 2. No, it was at least more than once. At least two times I had to re-record the fight against Jolteon because all I needed was one head from Fisher, and it just left me down. But I guess it's technically more playable than those guys. We'll put it like there. And like that. Okay. Hiker's probably alongside these guys. And yes, I'm aware that Elder's technically a Fisher that doesn't flip coins. Ah, you got me. You made a good point there. Whitney, bro. You know, I'll be kind. I'll be kind. I'll put it with a group of Pokemon specific. I'll put it next to Cynthia. Jasmine less relevant? Yeah, because the reason Blaine and Koga are up there is because they were good a year ago. They did something in their lifetime. You know, it's almost like they're grandfathered into D tier. Otherwise, they'd be in F. They don't see any play, obviously. Traveling Merchant, in theory, is like somewhere in C tier. But when was the last time you saw it be played? Bro, these are all troll cards because that's like the theory is there, but they never performed. Like, whoops, not what I meant to do. Like, this is like low key in hiker levels. Marlins, I guess, goes somewhere here. Penny's going to D. All it goes with these guys. I guess we'll put Marlin with these guys. Fantina as well. Alright, Copycat S tier. May is probably low A. Licia will be somewhere in A and S tier at some point, but for now it's probably high B. Without going back and changing anything, this is probably what the... This is probably where like the... Actually, you know what? Hold up, let's not be disrespectful. There you go. That's... I feel like it's a good bell curve. That wasn't intentional, but it kind of worked out. I'm sure there's something that goes higher or lower. Like, it's not perfect. Like, Morty probably goes a little higher, but not really. Like, the middle gets very, like, hodgepodge. Like, what could you really say about it, you know? I'm trying to see if there's anything that stands out where, like, oh, I should have put it differently or something. Like, technically, you can say Licia falls a little lower, but I truly believe in the potential that it has. If y'all want, if it makes you feel better, we could put Jasmine along with the trainers that don't do anything. I don't know if this is YouTube video worthy, but it might be. If it is, you'll see it. If not, you won't.
Just so you guys know, there's like a wall where Dina says, okay, these are the people that are funding us. And like, I guarantee you, man, is up there.